What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to another Evolving Eric reaction, and welcome to the evolution. If it's your first time here, that's the name of the people that support me, but also a reminder to grow and to change, and to
keep evolving.
No matter what happens in this existence. As you can see, there's some comments on the stream. We are on twitch.com as well as, you already know, youtube.com. If you ever want to join us for a stream, we're just a bunch of cool people who love music, so we would love to have you. Other than that, I know you clicked on this video because you want to see this John Lennon. How do I say it? Let me make sure I say the name correctly. Plastic Ono Band. Let me know if I said that correctly. But I'm excited to check this one out. I heard this was a good one. We already reacted to Paul's Ram. Make sure you check that out if you haven't. So I think it's time for John now. I know it's maybe not necessarily in the order, but I feel like eventually we'll get to either all of them or almost all of them. Other than that, the way we'll do this, we'll listen to each song uninterrupted, and then we'll read the annotation. Other than that, hope you enjoy. Let's do it. This first one is called Mother. Hey, shout Ringo.
But I never had you. I wanted you. You didn't want me. So I just gotta tell you, goodbye. Goodbye. Father, you left me, but I never left you. You didn't need me. So I just gotta tell you, I just gotta tell you, goodbye. Goodbye. Mama, don't go. Daddy, come home.
Hold on. I'll pause it so I don't miss that part. Let me go back a little bit because I accidentally skipped something, and then we'll say our thoughts after. Beatles songs, you gotta let them play all the way through, otherwise you miss details like that. Very nice intro. He said, I know John had to be taking a sigh of relief being able to make an album without Paul involvement. Listen, man, I really actually enjoyed this intro. It was like really vulnerable and it was like raw, especially at the end. I was not expecting that at all. Like I was not like, he really like showed the vocal range. It was like really calm. And then it goes into that like raw scream at the end, which I'm glad I went back because I know some people would have said, "Yo, you missed it. This was wait." I know how it is with Beatles music now. I'm like, you gotta hear every second, otherwise you never know. Hello, Starfighter. We chilling. We're reacting to this John Lennon Plastic Ono band right now. But yeah, welcome in. But yeah, this is cool. I really like the chord progression on this, and I really like how that drums have this like little like, it's like enough bounce to where it's like simple, but it's like enough space within the drums to where it feels like a nice fresh breath of air while I'm listening, and I can cruise to it. And then it's just like nice and soft tones, and then it sounds like he's either saying like it sounds like it's to his mother, and it's like either she passed, or it sounds like he's saying something about her not being in this life for whatever reason. But of course, I'm just guessing. We do have an annotation right here, so let's see what they got. The lyrics of John Lennon's mother addresses both his father. Oh yeah, I did hear stuff about his dad too. Alfred Lennon and mother Julia Lennon, both of whom abandoned him in his childhood. Okay. Yeah, that. So the second thing, like they weren't in his life. Well, she wasn't in his life, but this stems from childhood, and that's the part that I did not know. Both whom abandoned him in his childhood. His mother was knocked down and killed by a car driven by an off-duty policeman near his sister's house. Damn. That's really sad. The song was featured in the film Nowhere Boy in 2009. Y'all let me know if you guys have seen that movie. Directed by Sam Taylor Wood, Eminem also sampled the song in his song Headlights in his album Marshall Mathers EP. Wow. I did not know that he sampled it in Marshall Mathers EP. I know some people have been wanting me to react to that too, so maybe we can do that. Never really listened to it all the way through, but I know people love that project. Maybe we could do D12 stuff too. That's unrelated though. I also meant to say this before we go on to the next record. Oh geez, what's up? For the people who don't know what I'm talking about, whenever I'm saying OGs, I'm just saying originals, the people that were there for, around the time that this music came out. They are the main people who end up watching these types of videos, and you guys always have really cool stories. You guys are really kind people, so I always got to show you guys love. Meant to say that at the beginning, so hey, I know you guys are still here, so hey, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the reaction. Let's go into the next one. The next one is Hold On. And as always, if you guys have any information or any stories, just let me know in the comments. I do read everybody's comments word for word. Even if you write me a novel, I'm going to read the novel. Let's do it. This next one is called Hold On.
Be alright.
Drums is hidden.
You're gonna win the fight. Hold on, Yoko, hold on. It's gonna be alright. You're gonna make the flight. When you're by yourself,
yeah, Ringo going crazy.
No one else, you just have yourself, and you tell yourself just to hold on. Cookie.
We'll address that later. You already knew it was coming.
Hold on, it's gonna be alright. we're gonna see the light. Oh, and when you're warm, really warm, well, you get things done like they've never been done. So hold on.
Well, damn. Not gonna lie, I would have loved to hear some more of that because I was really enjoying that. But I guess that tends to happen a lot in music. Some of the best songs are some of the shortest. That was a really nice one. I'm not gonna lie, I couldn't call it about what that song was about completely, so I can't tell you that. But I can tell you, as a sonic experience, I really enjoyed this. This so far versus like cause so far out of solo Beatles, I've heard McCartney through, and then I've heard Ram. And then this is my first time hearing any of John's stuff. His stuff sounds like a lot more like, so far, I mean, I guess we're only 2 songs in, but it sounds more like a natural, cohesive thing that's about to go on here versus Paul's that seems to like jump and do different things, because that's just kind of like Paul's personality. He's just like especially Ram, just a fun guy. But this feels like a more organic, and I'm noticing like John is like more serious with the lyrics, but I feel like that's kind of John. Like he's just a more serious guy than Paul is. But it's really cool, and I like his voice too. You said it's a lot more stripped down than Ram, a lot more personal. Exactly what I'm saying. You understand it. Let's read this annotation though, because they wrote us something nice. Well, hopefully it's nice. It's just pretty long, but I believe it's gonna be cool. The song's theme is emotional fragility, as the lyrics state that when you're alone in the world, you just have to hold on. Yeah, that's simple. I could understand that. I mean, I did hear that, but I wasn't like sure exactly. But that's simple. That's cool. Lennon tries to assure himself that he and his wife Yoko Ono have the strength to overcome their challenges. I did hear him saying stuff to Yoko, and if he holds on, it's gonna be all right, and we're gonna win the fight. Really quick, I just want to say I do wonder, like, I know she probably listens to this stuff every now and then. Maybe I'm sure it's sensitive. But I wonder how she just thinks about these things now, and like what these memories like mean, or what it was like for her. That's pretty crazy. But back to the annotation. Lennon tries to assure himself that he and his wife Yoko have the strength to overcome the challenges. If he holds on, it's going to be all right. We're going to win the fight. Lennon explicitly name checks himself in Yoko Ono, but author Andrew Jackson does not believe that this detracts from the universality of the message. Indeed, towards the end of the song, Lennon expands the subject to encompass the whole world, singing that peace will be achievable when everyone will see the light and realize that we're all one. I can get with that. Musically, Lennon plays the guitar gently, applying tremolo and the fact that Jackson states, oops, sorry, the annotation reset on me. That was not my fault, I promise. Give me 1 second, and then we'll keep going. That matches the soothing reassurance of the lyrics. Lennon took 32 takes experimenting with different approaches before hitting this one. However, music critic Wilfred Mellers and Johnny Rogan state that there's other elements of the music that create some tension with a reassuring message. These elements include Ringo. We did talk about Ringo on the drums. Ringo Starr's jittery drumming with many silences and the fragmented vocal melody, which break up the sentences of the lyrics. In the middle of the song, Lennon mutters the word cookie, imitating the Cookie Monster from the U.S. children television show Sesame Street. Yeah, you know they had to address Cookie, because I was for sure about to say, why did he say that? Okay, well, shout out to my boy Cookie Monster though. That's SpongeBob, but you know, it's cartoon to cartoon love. Well, cartoon to kid show love more so. But let's keep going. Imitating the Cookie Monster from the U.S. show. We already did that. Lennon has explained the song as follows, and this is a direct quote from Lennon. I'm saying, hold on, John, because I don't want to die. Damn. RP. I don't want to be hurt, and please don't hit me. Hold on now. We might have a cup of tea. We might get a moment's happiness any minute now. So that's what it's about. Just moment by moment. That's how we're living now. But really living like that and cherishing each day and dreading it too. It might be your last. Damn. Yo. RIP to John Lennon. This is definitely making me think. Absolutely. He said, bro, I thought the Cookie Monster part was you accidentally in the soundboard. Let me be clear. I do not have Cookie Monster on the soundboard, but obviously y'all just heard me read the annotation, so y'all know what that is. But that's hilarious. I got SpongeBob, not Cookie Monster. Let's go on to the next one. This next one is I Found Out.
I told you before, stay away from my door. Don't give me that brother, 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 brother. The freaks on the phone won't leave me alone.
What's up, gang?
So don't give
Likewise,
me that
son.
brother, 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 brother. Oh. I found out. I found out. Now that I showed you what I've been through. Don't take nobody's word. What you can do. There ain't no Jesus gonna come from the sky. Now that I found out, I know I can cry. I found out. I found
I'll let you know after.
some of you sitting there with your cock in your hand. Don't get you nowhere. Don't make you a man. I heard something about my ma and my pa. They didn't want me, so they made me a star. I found out. I found out.
Right? I like this.
Oh, Hare Krishna, got nothing on you. Just keep you crazy with nothing to do. You be occupied with pie in the sky. There ain't no guru who can see through your eyes. I found out.
Literally.
I found out. I seen through junkets. I've been through it all. I seen religion from Jesus to Paul. Don't let them fool you with dope and cocaine. No one can harm you. Feel your own pain. But I found out. I found this out. I found out.
Yes, sir. Love it. That's really sick. You said when the Beatles members started pulling from the old Delta blues. Oh, no facts. They was definitely inspired by a lot of that stuff. Yo, another one. Like, okay, that's what I always love about Beatles. I feel like every single Beatles project I ever heard, I always said, "Oh, I didn't think that was going to happen." And that's what's cool about them. They have so much range. They can do so many different things. I thought I was going to hear like really calm, like the first kind of two. But I love this. This is a different pace. It's like a lot quicker, rawer, but still the lyricism there. And I really respect John Lennon's pen, aka the way he writes. Really cool. I can't say I can on this one either. I could tell you everything he was talking about, but that's where hopefully the annotation fills in the blanks. And then of course I got you guys on YouTube to tell me anything else that we may have missed, because the annotations are not the end all be all. They just give me some more information. Let's read this though. After the Beatles broke up and John embarked on his solo career in the early 1970s, he felt more freedom to take on more controversial issues in his songs than the Beatles did. Understandable. Namely, religion, I found out, is one of several notable examples. I did hear him saying stuff about Jesus, Paul, so I did catch the little religious stuff. The Beatles did namely, oh wait, my bad. Freedom to take on controversial takes issues than the Beatles did, namely religion. I found it as one of several notable examples of anti-religion songs Lennon recorded during this time period. Others include God and of course Imagine. I did hear Imagine. That's a beautiful song. We will react to that album at some point too. In all these songs, Lennon expressed deep disillusionment with what he saw as the empty promises and hollow words of religious leaders and followers. And I did hear this before, that unfortunately, the man who ended up taking his life, that was one of the reasons that he ended up doing it, that he was like a really religious person and he didn't really like how John would speak publicly against it. I don't know if that is actually true or not, so you guys can let me know if that's true or false. But that's really sad. Either way, whatever happened to him is sad, but that's really messed up too. You know, people should learn how to have like disagreements about topics civilly. It should never come to that. But anyways, let me see what he said, and then we'll go on to the next one. You said that could have been on Center soundtrack. No, literally. Shout out Ryan Coogler. Let's go on to this next one. This next one is Working Class Hero. Because I had to start using my transition sound more.
As soon as you're born, they make you feel small.
He ain't lying.
By giving you no time instead of it all.
Facts.
Till the pain is so big you feel nothing at all. A working class hero is something to be. A working class hero is something to be. They hurt you at home and they hit you at school.
Damn.
They hate
Facts.
you if you're clever and they despise a fool. Till you're so fucking crazy you can't follow their rules. A working class hero is something to be. A working class hero is something to be. When they've tortured and scared you for 20 odd years, then they expect you to pick a career.
True.
When you can't really function, you're so full of fear. A working class hero is something to be. A working class hero is something to be. Keep you doped with religion and sex and TV. And you think you're so clever and classless and free. But you're still fucking peasants as far as I can see.
Damn.
A working class hero is something to be. A working class hero is something to be. There's room at the top, they are telling you still. But first you must learn how to smile as you kill. If you want to be like the folks on the hill. A working class hero is something to be. A something to be. If you want to be a hero, well, just follow me. If you want to be a hero, well, just follow me.
Literally. Damn. Sir Lennon. Sir Lennon, what have you done, brother? Boy, listen. This one really kind of had me thinking. You know exactly, I can tell you exactly what it reminded me of. Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon, the social commentary of life, work, time, etc. Spending your time, giving your time to whatever establishment because you have to by obligation. That's exactly what that reminded me of. Resty said that was rad. It was deep. It was deep. That's exactly. 1984. George Orwell, Big Brother, those type of things. But I loved it though. I love that there's like so much substance within each song. That's what that is showing me. How the deeper parts of a lot of the Beatles songs was a lot of John's writing. And on the contrary, listening to Paul's stuff made me realize how much of the fun stuff and the more sporadic ideas and the beautiful harmonies a lot of times came from Paul. It's really cool hearing their individual strengths be highlighted. John has some of my favorite writing so far though, because I am a lyrics person. You know, I like to have fun. You guys might see me dancing, saying stuff, but like that's even why I read annotations, because like when it comes down to it, I'm a nerd, and I mean that in a non-derogatory way, in a way that it just means like I like to dive into things that take a little more work to understand. Hearing a former Beatle make music like this was crazy at the time, right? Yeah, so definitely let me know y'all stories for this song. Definitely, please, of all songs, this one. You guys can tell me for every song, I'll read it. Also, Red Sea, I'm sure you figured out by now, but we're listening to John Lennon, Plastic Ono Band. I meant to tell you that after the last song, but I just remembered, you know. But I know you're not tripping though, so I appreciate you. Let's read this annotation. A drearily painted, bleak song about the reality of trying to make it in society filled with people who are constantly putting you down. Yep. Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon. If you know, you know. Let's go on to the next song. This next song is called Isolation. Wait, hold on. You said no, right though. Absolutely.
People say we got it made. Don't they know we're so afraid? Isolation. We're afraid to be alone.
Facts.
Everybody got to have a home. Isolation. Just a boy and a little girl trying to change the whole wide world. Isolation. The world is just a little town. Everybody trying to put us down. I don't expect you to understand.
Yeah.
After you've caused so much pain. just a human.
True.
A victim of the insane. We're afraid of everyone, afraid of the sun. Isolation. The sun will never disappear, but the world may not have many years. So strong.
Wow. That boy 5 for 5. What a talented writer. The music around him is perfect too. Like it's perfectly fine, but I'm noticing the strength of the writing. It's like I'm actually like each song actually genuinely moves me, like the things that he's saying, and everything has me thinking about my own existence, which I think for me personally, as someone who I would say is very introspective, very cerebral type of person, that I resonate with that. Even I used to write a lot of songs. I used to want to be like an artist as a career. I don't want to do it as a career. I just do it for fun now. And in my writing, I always took it very seriously. Like, if you guys ever see me freestyling in videos, I'm literally just having fun. I'm not taking it that seriously. But if I was to write a song, I take it very seriously. I actually have a song called Reach for the Stars. That's a great example. Everything I say is intentional. Every part of the instrumentation is intentional. And so I really resonate with the fact that John Lennon is that type of person and that type of artist. Very good stuff going on here. I am a fan of this project. Not gonna lie, Paul, man, that Ram is, I don't know, it's fighting for a spot. Because the thing about Ram is, it's like listening to like a musical masterpiece museum of different tones and palettes and ideas, and it's so great and it's so fun. But this one is like speaking to my consciousness, and when you do that, it's like I put your music in a different category in my mind than when I'm listening to the more fun stuff. Although I really appreciate what Paul did, and I think Paul has some really good lyrics too. But John is hitting. Let's read this annotation, and then we'll go on to the next one. Isolation gives a raw and introspective, right? Did I not just say that? Raw and introspective look into his personal struggles. Post Beatles, Lennon dives into themes of loneliness, vulnerability, and the alienation he felt despite fame and success. That's understandable. If anything, I know because I have famous friends. I also have famous relatives, and they always talk about that. They always talk about that, how alienated they feel, which is, you would think it's the opposite, but it's like you have to move a certain way, and that can create a almost disconnected feeling or a loneliness for sure. Different albums for different moods. Exactly. The stripped down production highlights his soulful vocals and confessional lyrics, creating an intimate atmosphere. Lennon reflects on humanity's shared struggles while revealing his own pain shaped by fame, love, and societal expectations. The song is both a personal plea for understanding and a universal message about feeling alone in an overwhelming world. Yeah. This is actually where not to get too personal, but I feel like I'm in a very transitional point in my life, like a very pivotal, very important period in my life. And I feel like a lot of things that he's saying are resonating with a lot of the thoughts that I have on my own time. And I feel like that is comforting and also intriguing at the same time. I'm literally even talking different than I usually do on the Beatles reactions, because his lyrics are making me want to be more vocal, or more, I guess, more introspective or more expressive about what I'm hearing. And I think that's a really good thing. That's what great art does. I feel like it inspires you in different ways. This is definitely inspiring. Let's go on to the next record though. This next record is Remember. Oh. Oh. The song just blew up. But nonetheless, great record. So interesting. I swear, like every single word of this album, I'm holding on to every word, which is like the main difference between this project and a lot of the Beatles stuff. Although some parts of it, when he was like doing the harmonies, it sounded like it could have been a Beatles song. But man, good stuff's going on here. Remember was the first song on side 2 of John Lennon's debut solo album. It was recorded on the 9th of October 1970, his 30th birthday. The melody of Remember was adapted from a Lennon composition called Across the Great Water, which went unrecorded in the studio but had been captured on film earlier in 1970. Once in the studio, however, the driving rhythms from Ringo Starr and Klaus Voormann turned the song into one of John Lennon's Plastic Ono band's most compelling rockers. The song was inspired by primal therapy that Lennon underwent during the summer of 1970 with Dr. Arthur Janov. The lyrics refer to John Lennon's childhood and the disappointment he felt at his unstable family life. The themes which the therapy had helped uncover. Lennon's 30th birthday occurred towards the end of John Lennon / Plastic Ono band sessions. George Harrison called by at Abbey Road Studios, arriving in his dark blue Ferrari 330 GTC. Dang, bro. Trying to get like you. He presented Lennon with a plastic flower in the studio, 3 pair, and the pair... in Studio 3, and the pair hugged each other. An outtake from the Remember session was included on 1998 John Lennon anthology box set. It begins with a fast version that collapses under its momentum, followed by an experimental take which found Lennon laughing as he failed to create a successful recording. During another outtake, Lennon sang Happy Birthday to Me as Starr and Voormann played the Remember backing track. The song was presented as a mono mix on the album and contained the double track vocals during the chorus. The original studio version was over 8 minutes long, but was edited for release. It featured an organ overdub and had more double track vocals, and a Jew's harp was also used for keeping the rhythm, although this was left out of the album mix. Lennon cut the 8-minute recording and added the sound of an explosion, right? A reference to Guy Fawkes' 1605 attempt to blow up the Houses of Parliament in London. That's crazy. In Britain, on the 5th of November each year, fireworks and bonfires are set alight. A nursery rhyme also ensues that children remember the origins. Remember the 5th. Gunpowder, treason, and plot. I see no reason why gunpowder, treason should ever be forgot. Why is that a children nursery rhyme? Don't know. Let's keep going. The lyrics to Remember also contain a couplet adopted from the opening lines of Sam Cooke's R.P. Sam Cooke 1962 song Bring It On Home to Me. Have you ever changed your mind about leaving it all behind? Lennon later recorded the song for his 1975 album Rock and Roll. The night after Remember was recorded, Lennon invited his father Alf to dinner at Tittenhurst Park. It was the last time the pair would meet. Alf Lennon brought his young wife Pauline and their 18-month-old son David Henry Lennon. Damn, last time they meet? Damn. That's wild. Life, you just never know. Alf later described the event in a 4-page handwritten statement, which he sent to his solicitor. And this is a quote from Alfred Lennon. He launched into an account of his recent visit to America, and as the story unfolded, so the self-inflicted torture began to show in his face. And his voice rose to a scream as he likened himself to Jimi Hendrix and other pop stars who had recently departed from the scene, ending in a crescendo as he admitted he was bloody mad, insane, and due for an early demise. Wow, that's crazy. It seemed he had gone to America at great expense to have some kind of treatment through drugs, which enabled one to go back and relive early childhood, the happenings which, in his own case, he should have been... Oh, sorry. It reset on me. So y'all know that I'm not joking when I say that. It just does it. So give me 1 second. I was really invested too. I'm like, hold on. I got to hear this. So give me 1 second. We'll go back and then continue. I got to find a way to get around that, but we'll figure that out at some point. It seemed like he had gone to America, right? The drug, which enabled one to go back and relive childhood. Yep, he should have been happier to forget. I was now listening to the result of the treatment as he relived his dead mother in unspeakable terms, referring also to the aunt who had brought him up in similar derogatory terms, as well as 1 or 2 of his closest friends. I sat through it all, completely stunned, hardly believing that this was the considerate Beatle, John Lennon, talking to his father with such evil intensity. There was no doubt whatsoever in my mind that he meant every word he spoke. His countenance was frightful to behold as he explained in detail how it would be carried out to sea and dump. 20 50, or perhaps you would prefer a 100 fathoms deep. The whole loathsome tirade was uttered with a malignant glee, as though he were actually participating in the terrible deed. That's menacing, not gonna lie. That last part was really menacing. But this is interesting. That was like one of the like best annotations that I read so far. That was like one of the most thorough. Sometimes I get scared when it's long because I'm like, I hope this is worth it. But that was actually worth it. That's interesting. That's something I'm gonna think about. Let's go on to the next one.
Hey, welcome to the evolution.
Welcome to the evolution. Zero Ninja 504. We're just reacting to some John Lennon, Plastic Ono Band. But welcome in. Let's go on to the next song though. This next song is called Love.
Love is real. Real is love. Love is feeling. Feeling love. Love is wanting to be loved. Love is touch. Touch is love. Love is reaching. Reaching love. Love is asking to be loved. Love is you. You and me. Love is knowing we can be. Love is free. Free is love. Love is living.
Welcome in, gang.
Living love. Love is needing to be loved.
Ooh, I thought the song was over. Let's keep it going. Hell yeah, bro. You're right. That is a really pretty song. Really sweet. Sweet. I really like his lyrics, his tones. I've been meaning to say this too, but this is a perfect song for that. There is a song by the artist. Oh, geez. Some of y'all probably know him. Actually, some of you for sure know him. Others of you probably never heard him, or maybe some of y'all never heard of him. But there's an artist named Frank Ocean. A lot of people my age know him. Really love this artist. He has a song called Sierra Leone. On the bridge, which is one of the prettiest parts of that song. Listen to that album if you haven't, if you like R&B artists. He's like one of the best R&B artists ever, as far as singing, as far as songwriting. He has a bridge where he says, I'll sing a Lennon lullaby, she can have a pretty dream. Baby girl, if you knew what I know. And he's talking to, there's a story, he's telling a story about someone who has a daughter, and he's putting his daughter to bed, and he's singing her a Lennon lullaby, a John Lennon lullaby. And as I'm now listening to John Lennon's music, I could understand why he would choose Lennon specifically, because I always wonder why it was Lennon specifically. But it's like the simplicity of the melody, but the seriousness or consciousness or the messaging and the lyricism is why it's something that he would sing to his baby girl. And I think that's really, really cool. Even the fact that he would think about it that deep. People really like Frank Ocean as an artist because he tends to dive deeper into his lyrics, and like there's layers there. But also I think it's cool as somebody who loves music that the music artists that I like study music, at least the best ones in my opinion. They study music, so it's nice to hear references like that and then go back, do my own research, and get more context to the songs that I love. That's all I meant to say in saying that. Thanks for listening. Now let's read this annotation, then we'll go on to the next one. Love is a tender and minimalist ballad that captures the purity and simplicity of love with delicate piano accompaniment by Phil Spector and Lennon's soft, heartfelt vocals. The song reflects his deep affection for Yoko Ono and his search for emotional honesty. Stripped of complexity, it conveys a universal message. Love is both gentle and essential, embodying vulnerability and peace. The track stands out as one of Lennon's most intimate and timeless expressions of love. That's really beautiful. Man, it's making me also understand what Yoko means to John. Now, obviously, that's his lady, his wife, his lady. So I already know from that perspective. But on a more personal level, like without knowing the details of the relationship, it's like getting little glimpses of how he made her feel, which is really cool. I know a lot of Beatles had the Beatles had some issues with her being around, and I could understand because, boundaries between work and personal. But that's like a conversation for another time. But just thinking about their relationship alone, I think that's it's really wholesome, and it's really sweet that a lot of what he's saying to her in these songs. So yeah, it's beautiful. Let's go on to the next one though. This next one is Well, Well, Well. I know that song. That's a good one. Drums are crazy.
I took my loved one out to dinner so we could get a bite to eat. And though we both had been much dinner, she looked so beautiful I could eat her. Well, well, well. Oh, well.
That's insane. Man, that was ass. I'm just kidding. Listen, I always say great things about the Beatles. So if I say one song was ass and I actually meant it, that would be justified. But I will say this seriously though. All jokes aside, this is my least favorite John Lennon song. And I will tell you exactly why. Some people probably thought I was just going to play the clap sound for every song, but I actually do not do that. I actually only do that if I really enjoy the song. But I'll tell you why I did not enjoy the song that much. For one, when I was listening to this entire project, I've been pretty locked in on the lyricism of the project. Exactly. I was zoned in on the lyricism of the project. That was one of his least solid lyrics, least solid written tracks, I should say. I heard he was just talking about taking his lover out, and then he's just saying well, and then he's just saying well so much. It's not really, I don't really like the melody of it. It's just very loud, and like maybe people who really like grunge. I don't like grunge. I don't like scream stuff. I don't really care for that type of sound. But also keep in mind, I'm a hip hop and R&B person. So on my natural time, like on my own time, there's no way you would find me listening to a song like that. But I will say this though, drums, pretty crazy. If that's Ringo, which I believe it is, he went crazy. The only thing I did not like about the drums is the distorted. It was like I'm hearing distorted drums, and then on top of that he's screaming, and then he keeps screaming really loud. So I feel like this is an acquired taste song for people who really like grunge, and for me this one just did not resonate. Also, there is no annotation under that song, so I guess the people didn't feel like they wanted to dive deeper into that one. So that one is not a fan favorite, I can tell, which makes sense. This does not change my opinion on the rest of this album, but that's the only song that I think is a miss. Could have not gone on this album, to be honest. Just to be completely real. And see, now y'all know that these are real reactions. I'm not just going to guess up everything just because it's the Beatles. I'm not just going to guess it up because John Lennon. Still amazing artist. Just not that great of a song. Let's go on to the next one, though. This next one is Look At Me.
Okay? Yes, thank you.
Look at me. Who am I supposed to be? Who am I supposed to be? Look at me. What am supposed to be? Look at me. Oh, my love. Oh, my love. Here I am. What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? Here I am. What can I do for you? What can I do for you? Here I am. Oh, my love. Oh, my love. Look at me. Oh, please look at me, my love. Here I am. Oh, my love. Who am I? Nobody knows but me. Nobody knows but me. Who am I? Nobody else can see. Just you and me. Who are we? Oh, my love. Oh, my love. Oh, my love.
Very sweet. You know, sometimes albums take a detour, then they come right back. That was pretty chill. That wasn't like a crazy lyrical song or nothing like that, but I don't need every song to be crazy lyrical. I just need it to be a nice tone, decent lyrics. Yeah, this one is like there's no annotation for this one, but this one just felt like a nice song to his lover, or you know, should we say to Miss Yoko Ono. So I like that one. Real easy on the ears, pretty calm. If you have any more information on that song you want to share, let me know. But other than that, let's go into this next one. I see a lot of people have looked at the annotation because you could see the views on each annotation. This one has some of the most views, which means people really like the song, which means 9 out of 10 chance that I'm going to like it and it's going to be really good. This next one is called God. Second to last one as well. Oh, yeah.
God is a concept by which we measure our pain. I'll say it again. God is a concept by which we measure our pain. Yeah, pain. Yeah. I don't believe in magic. I don't believe in I Ching. I don't believe in Bible.
Elvis.
I don't believe in Zimmerman. I don't believe in Beatles. I just believe in me. Yoko and me. And that's reality. The dream is over. What can I say? The dream is over.
Right? I had to play the sound.
Yesterday I was the dream weaver, but now I'm reborn. I was the walrus, but now I'm John. And so, dear friends, you'll just have to carry on. The dream is over.
Wow, fam. Yeah, play the sound. This will mean something to me, man. You said this song was like a message to the fans, letting them know that the Beatles really were over and they really have to move on. I mean, well, you said they have to move on, not really, but yeah, valid. I have heard about that line before. I think I even played this song before years ago. Like, I'm talking about over 10 years ago. Because there's an artist that used to be really good, that's now not as good, named Mr. Aubrey Graham, aka Drake. And he had a song called My Side, and during it he said, oh, Zimmerman's Bob Dylan. Why do they call him that? Is that his real name? Or is Bob Dylan his real name and then Zimmerman is like a nickname? Anyways, he says in the song, the dream is over, I get lost up in the 6. Now the 6 is what he calls Toronto, but he said the dream is over. And when I looked at the annotation on the same website that we're on now, I guess back in the day they called it Rap Genius for rap songs, and they said he was inspired by this song where he said the dream is over. You know, the Beatles, I don't believe in the Beatles, the dream is over. So I always wondered if that was where he got it from, again being a musician that studies the musicians that came before him. Also, that was the birth name before he changed. Okay, makes sense. Also, interesting that he was so bold. This kind of like Imagine. It was interesting that he was so bold to speak against religion in the way that he did. And again, this is art. This is his own interpretation. But it's like I feel like there's like a freedom in what he's doing, and for like a lot of spiritual people, they would resonate with that. Especially back then, like they're just coming out of hippie era, or even still in it, I guess I should say more so. So I know a lot of people resonate with that. On the other end, I know this ruffled a lot of feathers. Again, like I said earlier, I think the guy who ended up ending his life was a very religious person and didn't like that he spoke like that. But again, I think that's so overboard. I don't think you ever need to end someone's life over religion. I think if anything, that proves John Lennon's point. Because why would you act like that if you really believe what you believe? Why would you not, love them? But interesting stuff going on here. I really like that. I really like the song. I see why this is one of the bigger ones. Ruffle feathers, but also people can resonate with it. And then hearing him say, "The Beatles is over," or "I don't believe in the Beatles. The dream is over." Then to say, I wasn't mad at that part, but the part that I wouldn't say I'm mad at necessarily, but I feel like it's a little rough to hear is when he says, "I only believe in Yoko and me." I'm like, that's a little. I didn't like that. Now, do I hate John for that? Nah. This is one part of the song, whatever. That's his relationship. I just didn't like. I don't like that. Why? is because I don't like that he's throwing his brothers under the bus that, you know, he changed his life with. Came music legend. They're all music legends, and he was throwing them under the bus for the sake of his song, and then saying, I believe in my relationship, but I don't believe in my brothers. I don't think that, you know, as a person who, like, as a man of integrity, I don't think that's right. So that didn't sit right with me, but that's not, you know, it's not my journey. I'm not the Beatles, so it's not up to me to really feel the way necessarily. I just didn't like that. He's like saying to not believe in figures, including the Beatles, which, right. And I respect that too. You got to believe in yourself, and I like the message. I like that too. I was just saying that's very rough to say. Nonetheless, because no matter what, the Beatles are your brothers. I get you're saying don't believe in them, but you're saying I don't believe in the Beatles, but I believe. But you're saying you do believe in you and your girl though. So that's where I don't like it. I don't mind the don't believe in them telling the audience that. I do mind, but you saying I believe in me and my girl, like, that's a little rough. But again, it doesn't really matter, to be honest. A controversial song in which Lennon distanced himself from what he saw as idols being worshipped by people, including, interestingly, God and Jesus. The song, along with the comment he made when he was still a Beatle, that they were bigger than Jesus, have been cited as possible motivation for his assassination. Okay, cool. So I did get the information right. Like, the person was a religious person. Crusader? All right, too soon. Let's go on to the next song. This next song is called, well, last song, I should say. This last song is called My Mummy's Dead. Well, damn. I will say this. That was depressing ending to a really depressing album. That was, I would say, pretty accurate. However, I still absolutely love this project. This was really good. As far as, like, mostly lyrically, I think lyrically and vocally, like, he's not, like, he wasn't singing like the greatest ever, but it's like, it's easy on the ears. And then he sang a lot of real stuff, which I think gives this album bonus points. It's not that crazy production wise, but it really is crazy what he's saying, and the audacity and a lot of stuff he's saying, for better or for worse. Let's read his last annotation, and then I'll say my final thoughts, and that'll be the reaction. Thanks for listening to this project with us. A heartbreaking nursery rhyme inspired lament for his mother, Julia. Damn. R.I.P. Julia. Listen, man, let's give this album one round of applause, because I actually genuinely did enjoy it. Introspective, had me thinking about my own life. Still has me thinking about my own life. I think there's things from here I would like to maybe hear again. Even if I didn't hear it again, I think there's things that would just come up in my daily life. I think that's really cool when art can do that. This also had me speaking a little differently. Whenever I start really being a nerd and start telling my personal stories, then that means I was moved by what's going on. So I really appreciate that as well, because it gives you guys a little more insight as to who I am as a person, and gives a more enjoyable review too. Although I do like when I'm just, reacting to music and having fun too. I think those ones are great when I'm dancing and having fun. But also, it's nice to have a different pace too, and you guys get a different style of review. So y'all know I take these serious, because you guys take y'all time to watch them. So I'm gonna take time to be thorough. Thanks again for watching this video. If you made it here, you're the greatest. I can't wait to read you all you guys' stories about this album, because I know you guys got some good stuff for me. Other than that, have a great day or night, depending on when you're watching this. Let me know what we should react to next, which album we should react to of the Beatles or any other band, to be honest, and we'll get to it at some point. because the evolution ain't stopping. And listen, y'all know what I gotta say before I get off here. OGs, I love y'all. Y'all the greatest of all time. And besides that, no matter what you do in this life, make sure that you
Keep evolving.
peace, y'all.